Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Calum for GameEngineStart.com, and let me ask you a question. Do you like space? Do you like spaceships and space combat? Well, boy howdy, do I have a game for you. This is a very old PC game from about 2003 called Freelancer, as it says here, which both me and you have spent an enormous amount of time playing in our youth, and I would now like to present it in front of you for our old-ass PC gaming segment, and show you why we think it's so good. Before we get started into the game, just a little bit of information about how I actually got this game to run. I installed a couple of mods to try and make it look at least sort of pretty for the internet, and make everything run in a normal, like, high def resolution and stuff like that, and that took an entire afternoon of me editing INI files and installing weird DLLs and things like that to try and make it work. I was on Facebook talking to you, and the entire time he can testify to how long it took me to actually get this thing working. But now it's here, and we have it working, so let's give it a shot. I have started a game already, and I've played it for a couple of hours to get through the basic missions. So here we are in Freelancer. I have recently upgraded my junker of a starting ship, which is a shitty little starflyer thing you get in the opening mission, to this Liberty heavy fighter thing that I can't remember the name of. But it's basically one of the best things in the first thing. So, Freelancer, what is Freelancer? Freelancer is an open world space simulator, which I know you've heard a lot of. We'll just go out into space for a little bit just so I can show you around when the game loads. Yeah, so you take the role. Oh. That's me, Freelancer with the Alpha 1-1. So you take the role of Trent in this universe. Trent is a man whose home has been destroyed. Freeport 7, the space station in which he was staying, was destroyed by an evil force and was sent here to the Liberty system, which is basically America. I'll show you the map. The political map. Oh god, that's not what I wanted at all. Universe map. So yeah, you got sent here to Liberty, which is essentially America for all intents and purposes. All the places are named after America. You've got like Planet Manhattan and Planet Pittsburgh and all that sort of stuff. You also have Britonia, which is Britain, including such things as the planet of Aberdeen for some reason. I don't know why. Kusari, which is Japan, which has Tokyo and all this, and Rhineland, which is Germany. So, oh, yeah. So because I'm in Liberty space, I get randomly scanned for contraband, because the Americans don't like it when you steal evil things. Oh dear god. Stop scanning my cargo hold. I'm just going to dock with this place so they stop scanning me. I know I do, because I'm not evil. So yes, after his home gets destroyed, he goes to Liberty and meets up with people from the police and starts working for them as a freelancer. Now, because you're a freelancer and not a member of the police, you're also free to take on missions from other places, which I will now do if he ever docks with, what is this, Norfolk shipyard. So we'll go in here, we'll get a mission, and I'll show you the space combat, which is normally what people like to do in these games. But that's not the extent of what you can do in Freelancer. Freelancer is open world, so you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can range from being a bounty hunter by taking up missions in bars, to being a trader with gigantic trade ships that you can take massive amounts of cargo on runs with you. The problem is, if you do that, you get disrupted a lot in trade routes with rogues trying to steal your cargo, because that's what they like to do. You could also just be a complete villain and kill all the police and run out into I want to say Zero Sec Space, but that's a Eve reference. Like a place with no police, and exist there for no reason. So what we're going to do is, so this is the basic interface you get when you come into any sort of space station. You've got your bar and your commodity trader and equipment trader. We're just here to get a mission, so you can pay off people to try and make them like you better, which you can see from my pilot card, as they call it. These people don't like me very much, mainly because they're the evil guys that I keep killing. These people like me because I keep working for them, because they give me lots of money, which we're going to do now. So you can pay people off to try and change your relationships as well. You can get information from people. This guy won't talk to me because the Bounty Hunter Guild doesn't like me very much. So we're just going to get a mission here. This one pays the most, which is just go and kill a bunch of people, so that's fine by me. Let's go and kill a bunch of rogues. Sure, over near Fort Bush. Okay. So yeah, this is basically how the entire game runs. Is you will run in this space area. Dock with this place. So, what makes this game good in my eyes? What makes this game good is that not only do you have a massive amount of freedom and choice, as you do with most open world games, is that because it's a space simulator, you get to have the fun space combat of games of old like Free Space and all that sort of stuff. But because it's third person, you control it with a mouse and keyboard. As you can see, I'm just moving the cursor around here. It's got this real arcadey vibe to it, so everything's a lot more frantic and fun, and you kind of run after people at quite a speed. Which you'll see when I get into the combat here. I have played through this game several times. I've tried to be traders at some other points, but you just can't progress in the story without it. I've also tried to be evil, but then it's also really hard to progress the story because you can't dock to the stations that you need to dock to because they think you get near them and they go, "Ah, evil man!" and shoot you out of the sky, which isn't fun either. So we're just cruising over. You can just basically set waypoints and make your ship go to them. So I don't even really need to do a whole lot here. So I'm just going to lean back. What people played this for, I personally never got into this. Ewan did a little bit, but the reason that this game was such a success as it was mainly because of the multiplayer. Because in the multiplayer environment, that really was a place where you could do whatever you wanted. That was, you could be a trader in those worlds, and you could be a bounty hunter, and you could be evil because there was no limitations on I need to be able to get to X place and dock to it to progress the story. You could just go and do whatever you wanted, and just earn money and upgrade your ships and all that sort of stuff. And apparently that was incredible. Okay, so we're here. So we're going to target on to this guy who's the closest. No problem. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Okay, so it's a space combat game, so most space combat games you have this kind of cross that you aim for to kind of lead targets. And you shoot as many people as you can out of the sky, like this, and then firing missiles, which he then dodges because he probably has countermeasures. And yeah, this is basically how the combat works in this game, is you fly about all mental, like a very arcadey space sim. There's not really a lot else to say about it. But it's really fun, purely just because it feels really good to blow things out of the sky in space, and space combat games are always fun. Free Space 2 is also an excellent game for something like that. Maybe we'll do a video about that later if we can get that working. The point I would have about this game is if this sort of thing looks like your bag, if you want to do space combat and try and kill people, getting it to run in this day and age, as I said in the early part of the video, isn't very easy. It involves a lot of edit INI files and downloading mods from strange places. So the mods that I have currently installed are the Swag Pack, which is a fantastic name for a mod in my opinion, which basically just kind of smooths out the rough edges that you would get from a game from 2003 in this modern age. It kind of makes everything look at least semi-pretty, so that it doesn't look like complete garbage. There's also the HUD Shift, I think it's called, which makes all the HUD elements actually move to the right places for the new resolutions. And another mod that I can't remember the name of, but it's just called like Jordan's Free Space mod or something like that, that basically does a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff to make it feel good when you move around. Okay, so we killed all these people, and we got a reward. And you'll basically sit and do this until your level gets to enough point where you get to the next story mission, where your friend Junko Zane will message you and say, "We've got a mission where we need to go and protect this political person," or whatever. But throughout the course of the game, you will learn the various intrigues of the universe, including secret organizations, aliens, everything, secret wormholes. It's everything in the world that you could ever want out of a space sim. And yeah, that is pretty much how Freelancer works for the large majority of it. So we'll go back to Fort Bush and see if we can't do another mission. Yeah, throughout the game you'll also travel to the various sectors of space that I told you about I think Breton is the first place you go after Liberty, so you get to see all the British named places, and then you go to Rhineland and Kusari and all those places, which is they're very nice. I just love this game to death. I just think it's really good fun to fly around in an arcadey space sim and blow things up for a bit, and then go through a kind of cheesy storyline where it's all getting backstabbed and secret organisations and aliens, and because right now all you've learned is that he has woken up and a man owes him money, but the man that owes him money is insane, and something weird's happening between Rhineland and Liberty where people are killing off political figures and whatnot. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's see what else we can get done in this universe. That is free space. So here we need to repair some of our ship. Just the missile launcher, that's fine. You can also move around if you want to be like you and look at ship porn. You can look at how lovely your ship is. Look how it's got eagle wings because America, god damn it. Let's see what else we've got here. So these are all kind of shit. I recently upgraded this ship, so I don't actually have everything I need for it. Like, I can't find torpedoes, and mines are kind of useless in this game, so I never really buy them. Have I got any commodities? So the interesting thing about commodity trading, and it's why I found trading such a cool prospect before I learned that you get entirely screwed out of the game if you try and be a trader, is that every material that you will buy or find in the universe or mine yourself, you can go destroy asteroids to get water and stuff like that, is there is this giant stock market style placement system for where you can buy and sell alloys for the most amount of money. And just doing a quick search online for people that are really good at crunching the numbers and stuff like that on this sort of thing, there are some pretty broken trade routes out there where you can fill a hold filled with like boron or something like that and get 60,000 credits for it just by jumping through a couple of wormholes. But yeah, so that there is a fully realised trading system in the game, which you can try out at your leisure, but I don't recommend it if you're doing a single player thing, because you will just die and you won't be able to survive the actual story missions. But you can jump in. There are still servers online for this. You have to find IP addresses and go through a whole sort of rigmarole to find them. But by all means, go find them. The online is superb from what I'm told. This person's got a mission for me. It's 2,000 credits. Okay, so let's see what is on the board. This one has more, and it's kill a specific person. It's more Liberty rogues. Sure, let's go kill them for a bit. Just to show you the kind of interactions you get when you meet people. So this person doesn't like me, so let's see what she's got to say for herself.
Pilot, need some help?
What do you have for me?
You're new here, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, well, I work for the Bounty Hunters Guild. We don't really run this place, but we have an understanding with the people who do. Card? I can't help you. Your rep's no good with us.
Yeah, so this is the kind of interaction you get with people, is and it's always that structure as well. You could tell this game was made in 2003 because of the stutter in her voice, where the game has to load what faction she's from. So she goes, "I'm from the Bounty Hunters Guild," and it gets quite robotic after a while. But it's always that same interaction of, "Hello, I'm from X. We might own this place. If we don't, we probably have a sizable share in it. What's your card? Oh no, your rep, shit, go away." But it ranges from, "We can't deal with you because your rep's not good enough," to, "Haha, are you kidding? We're enemies," and they just flat out refuse to talk to you. But you can use people like, I saw one of them here. People like this guy.
What's going on, my friend? So, what can I get for you?
Another time. Right now, I'd like to know what's going on here.
First visit, eh?
Also, look at their hands. It's like action men.
You know, your rep could use a little fixing for a small fee.
Exactly. So if you have shit rep with, say, the Bounty Hunters Guild, this man offers a service where for 80,000 credits, which is about 8 of the ships that I currently fly, you could buy 8 of those for 80,000 credits. You could fix things up between you and the Bounty Hunters Guild. I don't have 80,000 credits, so let's not do that. Let's go and kill the rogues for whatever company it was, probably the Navy. They run out of Fort Bush. Joseph Kopinki. Okay, sure. Yeah, the universe of this is really cool. You get this kind of idea of a real bustling universe when you get police running around, bounty hunters going and doing missions, people scanning your cargo hold to make sure that everything's on level. For example, one of the missions in the storyline revolves around you trying to find the guy who's illegally smuggling artifacts into Liberty to go against Liberty. I think it's Liberty anti-artifact law or something like that, because history's evil if you're American. I don't know. So yeah, that was one of the missions, and you can do things like scan. There will be buttons appear here when you highlight ships and stuff that lets you scan their cargo bay and talk, like say, hail them and talk to them for a bit and all that sort of stuff. But that can, so for example, there you go. I can scan that guy. That guy's a rogue, but he's not evil to me. I don't know how that's possible. Okay. Yeah, so you can see all their ship stuff, what's in their cargo bay and all that sort of stuff. So you could pretend to be the police if you really wanted to. Find people who've got artifacts and they're holding, kill them. But if you do it in kind of civilized space, people will get quite angry at you. Okay, so there's our target. So we engage free fight modes, mouse flight, and we start killing him with missiles and lasers. Just aim for the cross, always aim for the cross when you're in flight sims. Like that. See? Super easy. That is an easy 2,000 credits. I am the best at this game. No, it's only because I've only been playing this for 2 hours and it's not gotten hard yet. It does get harder when you get to the point where you're fighting the evil secret order and the aliens and all that sort of stuff. They've got crazy big ships and you actually have to start thinking about where you're hitting and all that sort of stuff. You have to be quite clever about your tactics. Nanobots, don't need them. Get them dead. Okay, so we still don't have enough level to go and do another. I really wanted to try and do like a story mission for you, but apparently we don't have a high enough level, so let's go and see one of the planets. Let's go to Manhattan. Let's go see New York for a bit. Just so I can let you see the rest of it. So first thing we need to do is find the trade route which links Fort Bush to planet Manhattan. 11 clicks away. So this is basically how the entire game will run. You will go and kill things to get high enough level, or kill things or do trades or whatever you want to do to get high enough level to get to the next story mission. Someone will contact you, tell you to go to a place. You'll then go to that place and do a story mission, which probably involves killing more people. Sounds kind of repetitive, but the combat system's really, really fun because it's quite arcadey. I enjoy it. At any rate, Ewan enjoys it as well. So we'll go to Manhattan, which you can see in the distance. This game, I think if I didn't have the mods installed for it, would look terrible in this day and age. It looked really good back in the day, but at these standards it's probably not very good, but I've smoothed it out for you, so I hope you're appreciative, audience. Let's go see Manhattan. And you can see all the other people flying around. You could also be a pirate if you want, find things like these transport ships and stuff like that and kill them and take all their resources and then sell them on at like a pirate base or something that are essentially fences. Oh, I was about to crash into that ship. Okay. So what have we got here? We've got New York Station, an outpost. So yeah, it was here is where you land the first time. So here's the docking ring for the planets. We'll go and dock with the planet, so you can see what a planet looks like instead of just a space station. Maybe take on another mission and see if I can get to a story point, or maybe not. We'll see. And of course, even in space, we have to sit in traffic and wait for the nice people to dock at their station before we get a chance.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1, you are now cleared to land.
Cool. There you go. Easy enough. Yeah, as I say, I'm pretty sure there are still servers for this live. I've seen them on the internet as I was trying to download all the mods and try and make it work and stuff like that. They're still live, and I would be scared to go on them at this point, because the people that are probably still playing Freelancer at this point are probably insane, like all people that still play very old video games in this day and age because of the online components. You know who you are when I'm talking to you about that. Because I know a couple of them, mental cases. So yeah, here's a ship dealer, so you can see the other varieties of ships that you've got. So you've got the Star Tracker, which is another light fighter. There's the Rhino, which is your standard trade vessel. As you can see, it's got a cargo space of like 80, whereas mine's got a cargo space of 30. But this, I can only remember you get other variations of this in other ships. So in other systems, the style of fighter changes. So for this, it's all patriotic and like eagle wings and stuff like that, and big hefty things because they're America. But in Britain, there's a lot of curves and a lot. I don't know why there's a lot of curves. And in Japan, it's all weird robot anime looking things. So everybody's got their individual style. Let's do one more mission. Why not? Yeah, the textures will blink from time to time mainly because it's got so many mods installed on it that it's gonna crack under its own weight eventually. This is an arrest mission. Let's do that. Whoa. See, notice how the graphics go kind of crazy for a second. Okay, so we've got to find our target. Normally arrest missions just involve you blowing up a ship and then finding the life pod that ejects out from it. It's not like Eve where you can destroy that life pod to make the guy very sad that he has to get a new clone or anything like that, but it's just part of the mission structure. So we've got mission waypoint.
You'll find our uploaded data in your nav map. Look there for waypoint information and further instructions.
Okay. Yeah, they tell you that every time, but the missions are pretty simple. It's normally just go there and kill a bunch of guys. I thought about doing this, showing everybody this, because we've kind of had a lack of space sims as of late. The recent Star Wars one that apparently got announced and canned all in the same announcement, which was very upsetting. No one seems to do space simulators anymore, and I can't figure out why, because they're great. Like, Free Space and this game and all those sort of things are really good games. I can't figure out why nobody wants to make any more of them. It's really strange to me. I would play a new space sim in a heartbeat. I guess that's why what's it called, Star Citizen and stuff like that did so well, was because people are hungry for these kind of games. It's now sitting making upwards of tens of millions of dollars. I can't actually remember. It's like $120 million or something like that they've made, and you get giant PAX parties where people go fucking insane when you do things like flip a helmet on your head and stuff like that. The game looks really cool, to be fair, but people obviously really want new space simulators if they're willing to spend hundreds of dollars on a game that's not even out yet, which many people have just to get shiny new ships.
It appears he's not there.
Okay.
Hold off his cronies until we can locate him.
Sure thing. So now we fight. Yeah, at this point I'm kind of not over level. I just sort of found good gear and can now mince them. Oh, there he is. He's appeared. Not this guy, but we're gonna mince him. Okay, there he is. So yeah, when ships die, they drop these pods that are filled with useful tools that you can tractor beam up pretty easily. But this guy needs to get captured because he's a bad man. Oh no, he's trying to get away. Nope. He's not getting away at all. This guy, however, might get away, but he's not any use at all. So, we look in the wreckage, some scrap metal. There's the escape pod, along with some shield batteries and javelin missile. So now that we have him, we now need to run away before people show up. Okay, so we now have our prisoner, the evil rogue man. And we will go back to Planet Manhattan, and there I will stop talking, because I've pretty much shown you how Freelancer works, and if you're the kind of person that likes games like this, Freelancer's an excellent choice. As you could probably tell. It's just really fun. It's old, so the mechanics are kind of dated and stuff like that, and yeah, there's not a lot of variety in the mission structure and stuff like that, but if you're just looking for a good, hearty space simulator, where you get to run around and shoot stuff and pretend to be Luke Skywalker or whatever other space icon you want to think of, it's a pretty good game for that. There's a lot of really cool stuff in it. There's aliens later on, they're pretty cool. So we'll take our evil man back to the planet, where I'm sure he'll go into space jail and get some space justice. My favourite kind of justice. Everything's all shiny. I remember when I played this game initially, things like trade lanes and the link between sectors. So like this is the Manhattan sector and there's like the California sector and stuff like that. Links between sectors and stuff like that used to load for a really long time. Now, however, it takes a matter of seconds because we have modern fast technology, much better than they did way back in the 2000s.
Acknowledged. Your request has been granted. Proceed to land.
So we'll dock here, and then I will finish up and let you all go back to your lives. Back down onto Manhattan. It's got to line up perfectly because the main man, Trent, is a good driver. Alright, so mission result success. So we now have a hefty stack of credits that I can spend on whatever. I'll probably just save it for the next chapter when we get into Britain, but whatever. So that has been Freelancer, the space sim for the modern era. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I would thoroughly recommend picking this game up if it's the sort of thing that interests you, because you can get it for about £10 at this point. It's not on any GOG sort of service that I could find, but you can get it for like 10 quid and spend an afternoon fixing it so that it doesn't look like complete garbage. And then you'll have a pretty fun space simulator that takes about 20 hours to finish. So it's 20 hours worth of fun, and more fun if you really want to get into the online sort of stuff, which still exists. So for that's all for me. Stay tuned to GameEngineStart.com for more silliness as we continue to do videos and such like that. I think it's Ewan's turn next to do a video about something. So until then, goodbye.